Welcome
to the joy of coding.
Hello and welcome to episode 399 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. It's so good to have you here. We're going to be hacking on some Firefox stuff today, some Rust stuff if that interests you, if you don't find that outrageously boring. We're going to be down in the weeds inside of application services and trying to write a Rust component, or continuing writing our Rust component, or rather, we're writing a utility that will feed into our Rust component today. So fun times. Everything is part of itself, in and of itself. All right, let's start by sharing my screen. Hey, it's April 23rd, 2025. It's episode 399. We're one episode away from episode 400. Holy cow. That's pretty exciting. Maybe next week I'll wear a funny hat. We'll see. It's a big episode. Bring your popcorn. Maybe I'll play guitar. Maybe I'll sing a song. Who knows? Maybe I'll do all of the above while eating spicy wings. I'll come up with something. But that's a big milestone. 400 episodes. Wow, what a milestone. A reminder: no plan survives breakfast. I think I know what's going to go on today. I think I'm going to, approach this particular problem I have like a kind of a vague idea of it, but might get stuck, might get sidelined, might go sideways, and that's okay. That's all part of this. None of what I'm about to write or do has been sort of like pre-written, and then I'm not just like looking at my notes on how to write it out. We're going to be figuring it out together. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the agenda that we're looking at is something you have access to. If you're watching this on Air Mozilla, check out the details section for a link. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's down in the video description, or same with the Twitch channel, just details. There's a link to the agenda down there. Hello, Ocris. Good to have you. Let's get right into it. First thing is, there was a question that came in from the feedback form. Is the filter adult component, that's the thing that we've been trying to port to Rust, only for the new tab top sites in Firefox, or does it get reused in other places like the jump list frequent sites? I actually think it's only used by new tab. Let's just double check that. Sorry, filter adult. It's definitely used inside of top sites. I don't see it being used by the jump list. So maybe this is another example of a place where we'd want to use filter adult to not show adult websites inside of your jump list. Although right now what you can do, in the event that something is in your jump list that you don't want to be there, you should be able to right click on it and remove it. But still, that can be fairly embarrassing. So yeah, that seems like a decent idea. Any time we're kind of like creating these curated lists of history, maybe trying to like filter out the adult stuff is not a bad idea. All right, hopefully that answers the question. Let's keep going. Rust component stuff. Now, where were we? Last we were here, we had started work on this import site list utility. It's very, very simple. And this is about as far as we'd gotten. We'd gotten to the point where we could like read from the file. We read the in this particular case, the file contents of the filter adult script. We read that into memory, and then we knew that we had to enter one of these two code paths. And so we know that if we type in cargo run import site list -- help, it'll tell us. Okay, well, I guess I had to build things first. It'll give us our auto inc major. Why do we have auto inc major? I think that is not accurate. We should get rid of that. And then we can do from filter adult MJS. I think in order to pipe things through, though, I have to do this. It's kind of annoying. And then I'll give it the path to Mike Conley projects, Mozilla Unified, browser modules, filter adult. Let's see what it thinks of that. Unexpected argument from filter adult MJS found -- from filter adult -MJS. Unexpected argument from filter adult. Did I spell that wrong? from filter adult dash MJS. That's filter adult. That's one of the arguments. Was I not supposed to do it that way? Unexpected argument from filter adult MJS found. Is it because, oh, it's because it's supposed to be a bool. And then you pass in the path. So was I supposed to do it this way? Like, yeah, you say from filter adult dash MJS, and then you pass in the filter file. What if I say add instead? Is that also wrong? Unexpected argument, add found. Remove? Doesn't know what I mean. How didn't we have this working? Why does it think these are wrong? Should these be bools? Why are these arg long? These are the actions. What happens if I don't supply the input file? I feel like we had this working last week. I don't know why it's suddenly broken. I didn't change anything. Unexpected argument, remove. Okay, what if I just like run the import site list. I go add. Okay, there we go. There we go. So it has something with how I'm invoking it. So if I do now from filter adult. There. Right. So how was I doing it last week? Let's quickly review. Let's watch last week's episode. Joy of Coding, episode 398. How did I do it last week? A little bit of YouTubeception here. Let's find a point in the scrubber where I was executing it. That's what I should say. Mute. So I did a cargo build, cargo run. Oh, I didn't supply the name of the executable when I did it. I just did cargo run. How did it know which one to run? I guess maybe because only one executable got generated. Cargo run dash dash. Okay, that's what we'll do for now. It'll be interesting whenever we start generating the other part. Well, I guess it's not an executable, it's a library, so maybe we're okay. All right, so we have entered this code path. That's great. So what we'll say is we'll say importing from filter adult.sys.mjs, and then what we need to do is we want to ignore everything except these lines. These are the important lines, and everything else is superfluous. And specifically, we just want everything in between these two lines, these two quotes, as a string. We don't want the quotes themselves. And so the good news is that we have a fairly regular pattern here where we've got, two spaces, a quote, some set of characters, and then I'm pretty sure it's pretty consistent that we have these two equal signs at the end, and then a quote, and then a comma, and we want everything in between. So that smells like doing regular expression matching. Now, I've read into this as a single string. I wonder if what I should be doing is reading in lines instead. I've read to string. What's the Rust read lines? I may have thought about this last week. Yeah, this looks familiar. And then what I did was I red to string, and then I call dot lines on it, and then you just like iterate the lines. Okay. So for example, if I go for line in file contents dot lines, can I go print line? Is that sensical? Yeah, that works. That'll print out everything. Okay, so I have each line. And now we need our regular expression. So Rust regex. This is how you do regex. Now, is regex a thing that's built into the standard library? Git grep regex. So no one else is using regular expressions. Cargo add regex. You have to add regex as a dependency. So Rust standard lib regex, there's no, it doesn't include the regular expression library because there's no compelling reason to do so. Okay, well, here's the regex crate. So now I have to look at like what's the licensing on this thing. I gotta, come on. What do you know? Source. This is, where's the website? Who owns this? Who owns this crate? Rust regex crate. Is this crates.io? License. MIT. Okay, so compatible. License compatible. All right. Let's bring it in. Usage. Cargo add regex. Let's do that. So now we have regex. And now we can say use regex. And will you still build? Yep. Okay, now we need to match on something. Okay, so this is how you define a regular expression. Okay, new, and then it's 2 spaces. So space, or is it, what's the space character for, oh, geez, regex syntax for single space character. Matches any white space character. I guess I could do backslash s, sure. Backslash s. And then quote. And then some set of characters. And those characters are anything in the alphabet, capitalized, uncapitalized, and equal signs. Oh, I'm being sent to regex 101 by Smurf D. Oh, interesting. This is a tool for like evaluating regular expressions. Okay. Let's evaluate some regular expressions. And let's put in some lines from filter adult. So we've matched that. Okay. Now, these have pluses in front of them, but they don't all have pluses in front of them. Some of them slashes, so I'll add some of those as well. So it's any character how do I say any character? I want to say any character that, really any character before 2 equals signs. Use the Rust flavor, though. There's a Rust flavor? Ooh, a Rust flavor. Okay. Text matches the character plus with index. Oh, that's not exactly what I'm trying to say. Between 1 and unlimited times, as many times given back as needed. So it's more like this. Kind of want that. I want that group. Match the single character. I guess because it's a single character, can I do it that way? Now, currently, nothing is matching. Oh, this token has no special meaning. Not supported by the selected flavor. How do I do quotes with the Rust flavored regex? How do I do quotes? Rust regex quotes. To match a double quote, you can use the regex crate. You can use the regex crate provides a powerful way to match strings using regular expressions. This creates a new regex object from the given regular expression. The syntax here is used to create a raw literal string. Okay. Okay. Let's create a raw literal string, although we're already violating it with our change delimiter. Let's do this. R quote. There we go. And then we got our group. That's exactly what we want. And so our matches are exactly the strings that we wanted. And then we also, and then new line. Yeah. Now this one doesn't match because there's no new line, so I'm not going to do the new line part. That should be enough. So that equals over here, we're going to go Rust, regex, like that? Or is it more like this? Yeah. Let's say it's like that for now. Let's see what it thinks of that. Now using the test is match. If re.isMatch line, we'll print the line. Very simple. Invalid character, only pound is allowed in raw string delimitation. Invalid character, only pound. You removed the wrong second quote. I removed the wrong second quote. Did I want this? Oh, because it's pound quote. And then quote pound. Is that how it works? Yes. Okay. Now it's not running anything, though. Quote. Like, so it's R pound quote /s/s quote. These things. And then it's that. Yes. I had the wrong. There we go. There we go. And nothing else should get printed. This is a very long list, when we run it, did it, and then that stuff got printed. Okay, and then I ran it again, and then it just printed out those bits. Okay, great. Now I want the group items. I want from the, how do I get the group? I need to extract the group. Group captures. Capturing group. Named capture groups. They don't need, I mean, fine, sure, we can use named. Some caps in recaptures the haystack. Okay. So if the line matches, well, is there a way that I can just run this regex on the entire file and get the groups out? That seems plausible. Like run it globally instead of doing it line by line. Like this. Captures. What's the, I need captures. Pub struct cap, represent the capture groups. Capture groups. Okay. Captures, unwrap, caps. So it's gonna be some kind of vector. Okay. Doesn't matter how many years of experience we have, you'll still struggle with remembering regex rules. Absolutely. Regex. It's wild. Okay. So what we'll do is we're gonna run our regex on the string. Let captures equal re.captures file contents dot unwrap for capture in captures print capture. Let's see what it thinks of that. No, super hates it. Okay. Expected a slice, so I think I have to pass it a slice like that. And now captures is not an iterator. What is it instead? The trace iterator is not implemented for this. So how do I go through the list of captures that we get back? Caps. It's not, I can't iterate it. Iterator. Turn an iterator over all capture groups. Okay. Caps.iter. Okay. Captures.iter. How about that? Cannot be formatted with the default formatter because that capture is it. Next, unwrap, map as string. Can I do like as string? Or do I have to unwrap it? Expect. Right. Unwrap as string. Not good enough. Oh, I have to do a global regex. That's the first one. How do I do the whole thing? Global. Like flags. These are regex flags. Grouping and flags. Multi-line mode, allow, enables. So this was, oh, GM, global multi-line. I'm learning, this is a very cool tool. So if I go GM, what do you think of that? Is that right? Has no idea what I'm talking about. So how do I use flags? So this isn't exactly right. How do I use flags? I'm reading the wrong documentation. Multi-line. So at the beginning, do you put it in this? In these question marks? Okay, let's try that. This is bizarre. GM. Like that. Unrecognized flag. Doesn't know what G means. Regex tool. Global search. Same document. Help with regex. Global. Flags is regex builder. Which is match multiple times, which is inherent in find iter. So oh. So it really wants us to like go through. Okay, it wants us to do it line by line. Okay. So what we'll do is for line for match in re.findIter file contents for matched line print a matched line. So that's not too different from what we were doing earlier, but that's not quite it. How do you like me now? Okay. That's more like it. Match, start, and end. That's the line, start, and end. Okay. So now I need to get the captured string out. So captures. Let capture equal, was it matched line dot, what does find iter return? Find iter return what? Find iter. Regex find iter returns a matches vector, or a matches struct rather. Okay. And then on that, I can call enumerate for each. It iterates, and each one will give me back a match. And on a match, I can call. Is there something in here about capture? For example, other APIs can create match values. How do I get the capture on the line? It's empty. Range returns the substring of the haystring that matched. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want... Oh, boy. All right. Captures. Yeah, I think I liked what I had before, actually. Right? Like... Captures. I think we're going to go with the simplest thing. Which is actually to iterate each line. Well, oh boy. No, this seems so silly. I'm going to run the regular expression again? That seems so silly. So we're going to... If we get a match, how do I get a capture from a match? Capture matches. How do I get... that sounds good. How do I get capture... Ah! Captures iter. That's what I want. I want not find iter. I want captures iter. That's more like it, I think. That's a big old mess. But from the capture... captures, I can get a capture for matched line. I'm instead of doing that, I'm gonna go matched line. So get captures iter. Map, and then extract. What does extract do? Extract. Extracting the substring. Was that... In foreign students, you may be able to use... Okay. Cannot infer the value of the const parameter n on extract. So what do they normally do? Extract. Extract gives you back a string slice. So I don't mind this pattern. Let I'll call them string hashes for file contents. String hashes, push, string hash. Little copy paste never hurt anybody. And then can we print out our vector? Yeah. Woo. That looks right. Okay. So we've got our vector. Now we need to convert these into bytes. So the way that filter adult works is it is an MD5 hash of the base domain that is you get the base domain of the URI, get the base domain, you MD5 hash it, and you add to the set. when this thing is constructed, gaddled set. MD5 hash. You take the text. You take the text. Convert the text to a byte array. You map each of the characters into the character codes, and then you get the hash result as ASCII base 64. So this is base 64 encoded ASCII text. So what we need to do is turn this from, we need to decode our base 64, turn it into bytes, and then write, so generating Rust from Rust. What tools do they have? Code generation in Rust. Yeah, that's what we should call it. Rust code generation. Run Rust format after code generation. Quote is a great tool to generate Rust source code from within Rust. It will generate a proc macro to token string, which can then be converted into a string. Quote. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I can't read any of this. Let's go back to what I think it was Nerotor had a few weeks ago, had a playground that we were looking at. Nerotor. Let's see. Nerotor. Where's your playground? Here. So this does the work that we want of base 64 decoding into the bytes, and then we want to generate basically this. Square bracket, then the numbers from the bytes. I just got a tea delivery. Okay, I'm going to ask, does the tea delivery person want to dip their head in and say hello? This may be a stream first. There's no pressure here. If you don't want to say hello, you don't have to say hello. Do you want to do that? Thumbs up. All right, come on in. Why don't you say hello, introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. There
you go. That was my partner Emily introducing herself. Mystery tea. Oh, there's people are going off in the chat. Hail tea person. Thank you very much. She just gave a thumbs up, and oh hi, excellent. There you go. All right, so what are we doing here? We are going to. What is this? Base 64 standard. Where does that global come from? I guess it's some, you just get it for free from base 64 prelude. Okay. And then you can decode one of these things to get the bytes out. Okay, let's just try that for now. And so instead of iterating again, let's take a look at our hash here. Let's let hash byte hashes, byte hash equals base 64 standard decode string hash unwrap. And then we'll push our byte hashes. 400 episode idea. M joins us to learn Rust. Great idea. She does have a day job. I don't know if she'd be able to get it off for that, but thank you for the idea. I think I need to get the prelude. So let's get that. Let's do that. Cannot find value base 64. Use of undeclared crate or module. So do I have to cargo base 64 prelude? I have to install it, I guess. How did I do that with regex? There was like a cargo add. Cargo add base 64. Crates.io. Whoops. Base 64. It's MIT licensed. Okay. Cargo add. Okay. Now how do you like me now? Hey, there we go. There are a bunch of bytes. Now we'll definitely want to write some tests for this. I think we got a couple of examples there from Neurotor last week. Ooh, we've got a spammer in the chat. Feel free to kick them. But now we have our bytes. Now can we just like write that to a file that looks like this? What might be nice is to put the hash next to it. So instead, what we'll do what we did before, where we we'll collect the string hashes. And what was it? String hashes push string hash. No, wait. What do I want to do here? We really only need to iterate this once. Why am I creating this collection? Yeah, there's no need to create this collection. I'm only doing that for debugging's sake. But now that I'm in here in this loop, I have everything I need. I have the string hash, I have the byte hash. I just need to start writing this file. And so what does this file look like? It's going to say static adult list, static, we'll call it adult set, and that will be like the naive thing to do is to just like write bytes. Maybe that's fine. Like write these strings. Like, is this, if I just do this, is this valid Rust? Warning, never used, but if it's part of, yeah, like if I can just write this, then we're good. So that's what I'm gonna do. Rust.io. I need to learn how to write a file. Write. Buff read, buff reader, buff writer. We're gonna create a file. Now, how do we make this nice and testable? Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Let's create a helper function whose job it will be to do all of this, and it's going to return a hash map hashing the base64 representation. That'll be the key, and the value will be the byte representation. We can write tests for that. That should be easy enough to test. And then we will have a separate function that will then take that hash map and generate the file, because we're going to want something similar for down here as well. Okay, so let's create a function, ingest filter adult MJS, and that will take a string. How do you create a function that takes a string? Rust define function takes a string. I feel like preferred type. Yeah, this is how I've seen it. So function ingest, and then we give it a name. We'll call it the filter adult MJS file contents stir, and what it's going to return is a hash map. Hash map. Hash map. Can I do hash map values? So let's see if we can find some examples. Hash map. Yeah, string. Oh, well, it won't be a string. It'll be a hash map, string, and then a set of bytes. This, what we saw on the playground. U816 vector. Can I say that? U816 vec, or do you say vec? Vec. That's what you say. You say vec, and then some. Oh, or this. Or no, that's it returning a thing, or that's it accepting an argument. We're going to be returning a vector of U8s. Specifically 16 U8s. Rust vector return value declare size. I want to be able to say that you will return a vector of size such. Creating a vector of zeros for a specific size. Maybe you can't say that the return value Rust vector return function return value with size. Well, maybe it's fine. Maybe I'll just say vacuate. So now let's see examples of doing that. So it creates a hash map. Let's just return the hash map. Could not compile. Not found. Doesn't know what I mean by a hash map. Collections. Use standard collections. I think we'll want hash set as well at some point. Okay, so now we're going to do this work. Take the filter adult file contents. We're going to get the string hash out. The byte hash, we've got the string hash and the byte hash, and then we are going to set hash map res entry or insert with entry or insert with. Key. All right. Rust hash map insert. Insert toString and then the values. So can I, is it that easy? Is it result dot insert string hash byte hash? Is it that easy? It's never that easy. Doesn't know what I mean by byte hashes. What? I thought I removed the notion of byte hashes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here. Could not compile because mismatched types. Expected a hash map because of the return type. This should be toString. Okay. I guess we needed a new string, and that worked. And now, can I hash map let hash map equal ingest filter adult MJS file contents print line got back hash map. Hash map, does that work? Expected, oh, other way around. Okay, now we're cooking. We are cooking. So what's nice is that this is testable. We can write a test for this. And maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that right now. Right? Well, and then we're going to have a separate function that's write adult set rs hash map. And that will take right adult set rs. Well, no, 2 words. Naming's hard. And that will take a hash map, which is a how do you accept a hash map as an argument? It's a structure. Pub function map. Okay, here we go. From map. And then I just say hash map. And then the kind. String vec u8. And what it's going to return is a result, I would presume. Although maybe what this should be is let adult set equals generate adult set. And what this will return is a string. Right? Stir or string. All right, it's going to return a new string. Is that better than returning a result equals string from unwrap? Okay, let result equals string from test result. Will you compile? Yes. Okay. So what we can do then is this is what gets written to disk. Write adult set. Function write adult set. That takes the string. That's going to return a result. How do you return an OK? Like, what's a return OK? Is that how you do that for now? Will you compile? No. No, don't like it. Expected stir, found string. Cannot compile. Result expected 2 generic arguments. A result of what? Result. It's either going to be success try write string result and the empty. Let's do that for now. Expected 2 generic arguments. Can I say result or bool Okay, Rust file IO return result. Why you need to instruct a hold in general errors are constructed when an error occurs in the handle. You're doing works because they are kind. The following code is a more concise version. Result error. Doesn't know what error is. Standard IO error. There we go. Okay. So now I can say like writing adult set .rs generating adult set from hash map. Good. Okay. So I think we've got the bits and pieces that we need for this first part. I know this seems probably really simple. If I was banging this out in Python, we'd be done by now. Python or JavaScript or any of my lingua francas. I'm really learning a lot here, though. I want to try writing a test for this before. We've got about 23 minutes remaining. Rust testing. Here we go. Mod tests. Let's try this. What's the convention for where you put the test? Right at the very bottom. Okay. And bring in everything. Test it works. Assert equal 4 4. Cargo test. It works. Okay. So now we've got our test framework. Let's test ingest filter adult. So function test ingest filter adult. We're going to call that with, let's see, multi-line string Rust test. What's syntax for multi-line string literal? Raw string literal notation. Right. Okay. So let and then we're going to say let's put that stuff in there. Ingest filter adult shader. Let hash map equal that. Now I'm going to assert that the size of the hash map, Rust hash map length, assert length should be 2. Let's see if it likes that. Incredible. Incredible. Okay, now let's assert that the first entry in the hash map is let's look at the playground that we got from. Let's actually put this in. Let's get this in here. Let's get a few more. Let's get all of these in here. We're gonna just repurpose and then we're gonna put some other stuff. We're gonna put the close parens. Let's put so we expect there to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items now in there. Good. And we expect these to be the hashes. So static or like let expected hashes equal vec. Is that how that works? And now we're going to zip expected bytes. And we're going to say expected let expected hashes equal these. And then we'll do exactly what Neurator did. We're going to bring in this zip thing. Use standard header zip. We're going to say expected hashes, expected bytes, and then we're going to assert equal expected hashes hash bytes and then assert that if we pull from the hash map the value assert equal hash map get hash is equal to hash bytes. Doesn't like it. Oh, okay. Hash bytes. We don't need that. Yeah. Still unhappy. is not implemented for standard string. So is it like that? Expected option vec is equal expected option vec found u816 hash bytes. So the get, you get back the option. Get gives you back an option. Assert equal, so I say sum. Vec u, that's not the same thing? Expected option vec u8 found option. Did I do this wrong? Vector of u8 found option u816. How do I compare two vectors? Two byte vectors. Oof. You can write the following byte string. Byte vector. DRF comes to play. So if I turn both of those into strings, I assert that they're equal. Unwrap. I'm gonna get one of these. I want it to has how do I do it? Rust turn byte vector into string. From UTF-8 to carry string from a vec u8. Oh, okay. From UTF-8. If I just have bytes. So string from UTF-8. Can I just do this from UTF-8 hash map? Equal string from UTF-8 hash bytes. Is that? Try using a conversion method. For example, to vec, expected vec, found a vec reference or vec slice. I don't know what it's talking about. Ah! Expected a struct and found a reference instead. Or maybe it's this. Some. No. No. Hold on. Hash map, hash map, hash map. Dot get. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go print line hash map dot get hash. What does that do? Nothing. Didn't actually print anything. I guess the output gets suppressed. Hello? Verbose. Cargo test get standard out. No capture. What? Test failed. It doesn't like it because why? Unexpected argument, no capture found. Wait, no, that's, and then I went like this, and then warning, 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 warning. Unrecognized option, no capture. This is from 2014. Oh, cargo test, no capture. No capture no longer works. Is it no capture like this? Ah, that's why. Okay. Okay. So I get back some, and then I get the bytes. And I basically just want to compare two vectors. Get, unwrap. And then I'm also going to write the hash bytes. Those look the same. How do I now, although, hold on. Are they the same? Why does this look slightly longer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? Yeah, 16. Okay, it's just my eyes are deceiving me. So we've got two vectors. How do I compare them? Whoop, didn't mean to copy the link. Rust test compare two byte vectors. Okay, can I generate print line string from UTF-8 hash bytes. Can I do that? No. Because can't use the default formatter. Can I do this? No. Because it expects VEC-U8 and it found whatever this is. I don't know what that is. What is in Rust? This thing says it's a fixed size array. That's not the same thing as a vector. This is arrays in Rust. Fixed size. Oh. So maybe, yeah, what I should be returning, the hash map, okay, Rust hash map to array. Hash map, no, hang on, Rust hash map mapping to array. Can I? And then hash map. This is a single byte. Hash map 2-byte array. Rust. No. No. Keys. Read the suggestion. Read the suggestion. Try with 2vec, says SmurfD. Where's the suggestion? Try using a conversion method. 2vec. Okay. Maybe I'm freaking out. 2vec. Okay. UTF-8 error. So it doesn't know how to do that. String 2vec. Comparing byte arrays in Rust with strings. Does this. Can I like go instead of string 2vec like that, can I go okay. Now assert equal hash map star hash bytes dot 2vec. Incredible. Somehow that does it. So silly. Okay, so let's document what we're doing. Let's ensure that we've properly compute the byte representation of the hash, which we should, and assert and ensure it matches our expectations. I even think we don't need this anymore. We don't need the static byte list. What we'll do is, and then we don't need zip, is what we'll do for hash in expected hashes. And then we'll assert, like we'll say let hash bytes equal that, and then assert that that's what was stored. Yeah, okay. Sure, it is what the hash has been mapped to. String hash has been mapped to. Comparing byte vectors isn't something that apparently string comparison is how Rust byte vectors can be compared in tests. All right. Ensure we got the expected number of hashes out despite all of the noise and red herrings around them. I guess that's not necessary to mention. And then test simple. We'll do a simple one. Let's do another one. This one, there won't be any. Simple, empty, expected hashes, so there shouldn't be any. Oh, it shouldn't be called shader. What am I doing? Shader. Let filter adult contents. And then assert. We got none out. We should not have found any hashes. Okay. It's 2:34. How much time until my next meeting? Got a little bit of time. I kind of want to keep going just a little bit. Let us see if we can generate the adult set. And what we'll do is we're just going to generate a string and return it. So Rust string builder pattern. What do they have for string builder? Rust string building. A vector of strings is probably fine. Okay, so let output equal a new vector, and then we're going to push from, and then the static value that we had was, what was it, playground. Static byte hashes. Adult set equals that. And then for each of the values, we're going to iterate the hash map, Rust hash map iterator. And that will give us hash map iter. What is the key and the value? What? Hash map iterator. Okay, so for string hash bytes in hash map, can I go output.push string from string hash? Can I do formatting? It'd be nice if I could do formatting. So format probably just do string hash. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and then I'll just say for now string hash, string hash. Okay. Output, you don't have to borrow. Just take the output and then output. Oh, return output dot join. We need to join them. Okay. Now, whenever I say generate adult set, how about if I say print line adult set? What's that going to do? Oh, whoops, sorry. Instead of running the test, let's just run the executable and see what happens. Cargo, run. Okay, so I think we need some new lines in here. Right, that's correct. And then we're going to, instead of using the string hash, we'll use the bytes. And I need to do that thing where I like star or ampersand star. No. Vec cannot be formatted. That's more like it. That's looking good. and then we put a comma, and then we close it. Right? That's what byte hash. Yeah. So that looks good to me. So we get all this stuff, and then we get our definition here, and so then let's write it. Let's quickly write some Rust file IO write file. Standard FS. Right. I want to write a file. Write. Write some bytes to a file, write a buffer. It's like Rust, write string to file. Write a file. Incredible. This is what I want to do. Write adult set.rs. Adult set. Vim adult set. Hey, all right. Now if I load adult set into our playground, mismatch types. Found one with the size of 2,000. Oh, whoops. More than 6. More than 6. I don't know. Do we have to declare how many? Whoops. Will it like this now? The size cannot be known at compile time. So I guess I can know. I could say, like, all right, string from format. We're going to say hash map len. Closing delimiter. What does that look like now? Hooray! Hooray! Okay, we've got our thing. Now, I think we want to not necessarily write that in the same directory. We want to write that into what was the example that we were looking at? It was import site list. No, not import site list. It was generate test data, and how does it write its stuff out? File, it creates just test data. Output it in the test data file. Okay. kind of wonder if instead of writing to a file, this should just write to standard out. It's like, so that the caller is responsible for piping it to the right place. So then if I go lib or source adult set.rs, then okay, yeah, we don't want all that stuff. We just want this stuff. So I can start getting rid of the logging. Yeah. Now this might need to have like a license preamble. Do we need to put a license preamble? Yeah. Generate adult set. Import site lists. All right, this is the last thing I'll do. Let license preamble equal input.push license preamble. Cannot compile. Expected stir found. Stir. ToString. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Hey, now we've got a thing that we could potentially now import into this library. Like we've kind of bootstrapped ourselves an adult set here. Now we can start like building it in for like the add and remove parts. Okay, so I'm gonna end it there. Hey, thanks for watching episode 399 of The Joy of Coding. Next week is episode 400. Holy cow, what are we gonna do? I don't know. We got some Rust written. Maybe we'll keep going, but maybe I'll wear a funny hat. I have no idea. Maybe I'll be rusting while eating spicy wings. That's always a hit. Maybe M will show up and we'll do a dance. Send your ideas in. Anyways, thanks again for watching episode 399 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. Let me know what you thought. There's a link here to rate this episode. I'm going to drop a link into the chat. Link to rate this episode. It's going into the chat. Yeah, and you can send in questions that way. You can let me know what you thought. And with that, I'll call it there. Thanks, everybody. Have yourselves a great week. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
The joy of coding.
See ya.